afternoon, I'm Raylene Ramsey. This is your afternoon news fix for Monday, the 19th of February. Welcome news for people in Waipara Valley in North Canterbury who are being allowed home tonight. The blaze broke out last night and covers 300 hectares. It's contained but not yet extinguished after jumping a containment line today. Incident Commander Des Irving says fire crews and personnel have come from the west coast and around the country to help.
We certainly have enough resources, both human resources and appliances, to manage this fire, the Port Hills fire, and some in reserve in case we're required elsewhere.
A plea for police's top brass to hear what's been screamed from leaky station rooftops around the country. There are reports dozens of stations are struggling with major issues like black mould and leaks. The Police Association wants a 50-year infrastructure plan instead of one every 3 years coinciding with election cycles. President Chris Cahill says new Police Minister Mark Mitchell's been briefed.
I can say it came as a bit of a shock to him to realise how bad the state of many police buildings were. This isn't something that's been happened overnight. This has been going on for many years of underinvestment.
Ryman Healthcare may not be the only player in the sector facing headwinds. The retirement company anticipates earnings up to $285 million this year. That's down from a November forecast of about $330 million. It's also had to sell 2 sites and deferred work on 3 late last year. Herald property editor Anne Gibson says other retirement companies' property portfolios could also fall, matching with market conditions.
They don't actually sell the properties, they only sell a licence to occupy. So that means they hold all the properties on their books. Those properties are revalued and sometimes in a bad market like we've got at the moment.
Concerns NZTA's plan for traffic cameras might not be focused on safety. The Transport Governing Body aims to increase camera numbers to 800 over the next 10 years, eventually processing about 3 million infringements each year. But the Taxpayers Union is worried it'll use heat mapping technology, which NZTA has noted could be a privacy issue. Researcher Alex Murphy suggests they aren't about safety.
The heat mapping, we think, will be looking at transit lanes and whether people are abiding by that. So this isn't necessarily a safety issue. It looks more to be a compliance issue and potentially a revenue gathering issue.
A report's urgently recommending New Zealand set up a helpline for modern slavery. The umbrella term encompasses exploitation, including human trafficking, forced labour and forced marriage. The Slave Check Foundation's report shows more than half of people who called authorities weren't identified as being victims of modern slavery. Child Alert Acting Director Sintichi Collins says New Zealand need to be heard.
People are seeking justice, but they're also seeking to recover from something horrific that happened to them. So we need a pathway for that first and foremost.
To sport. Australian cricket opener David Warner has low expectations about the reception he'll get from fans during his final tour of New Zealand. Warner says he expects the crowd to come at him and his team as hard as they can. Clubs and school rugby will trial the 20-minute red card used at Super Rugby and NPC for the first time this year. Hideki Matsuyama has won the PGA Tour's Genesis Invitational by 3 shots. It's his first victory in 2 years. I'm Raylene Ramsey. That is your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.